Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news all right. Folks, strap in because what I'm about to tell you could shake up the entire NFC West and send shockwaves through the league. Rumors are swirling, and if you're a San Francisco 49ers fan, you know how important upgrades on the defense are, especially when it comes to sealing the deal in big games. And right now, the big buzz is about a potential trade that could give the Niners a serious boost in pass rush. A move that might just be the missing piece to push them over the top towards yet another Super Bowl appearance. Sources close to the league, including some reputable insiders like Adam Schefter, have leaked some pretty intense rumors that the Cincinnati Bengals, who are currently going through a tough rebuilding phase, are open to trading one of their key defensive players, Trey Hendrickson. And honestly, this isn't just some idle gossip. There's real substance behind it, and it could be a game changer. Now, before I dive into the details, let me set the scene for you. The Bengals, as we all know, have been struggling a bit lately. After a disappointing 7-10 season in 2025, they find themselves in cap trouble with a negative cap space of around $14 million, making it hard to keep their roster intact. They're also looking to rebuild with an eye on the future, especially since their offense, led by Joe Burrow, is ranked around 17th, and they're eyeing a young offensive line and more draft picks to bolster their trenches. And let's not forget, extensions for key players like Jamar Chase are on the horizon, which will hit their cap even harder. So the Bengals are in a position where they need to make some tough decisions. This is where Trey Hendrickson enters the picture. Hendrickson, a tenacious edge rusher, has been a force to be reckoned with. Just last year, he put up 5 sacks, a total that's eye-popping for any defender, especially considering the Bengals are in a rebuild. His ability to break into the backfield, pressure quarterbacks, and force turnovers has made him one of the league's most underrated pass rushers. In fact, his PFF grade for 2025 was an impressive 93.2, and he had a win rate of over 40%. That's elite stuff. His quick first step combined with his speed, running a 4.68 40-yard dash makes him a nightmare for offensive linemen. And he's not just a pass rusher. Hendrickson is great against the run too, with a run defense grade of 91.8 and a total of 22 tackles for loss. His ability to get to the quarterback consistently has earned him Pro Bowl nods from 2021 through 2024, and his career totals are staggering. Over 64 sacks and 224 pressures, with an average PFF pass rush grade of 91. To put it in perspective, he's comparable to Khalil Mack at his peak, who boosted the Bears' pass rush in 2018 by a huge margin. Now, why would the Bengals consider trading Hendrickson? Well, cap space is a major concern. His contract is around $28 million per year, which for a team in cap trouble is a hefty commitment, especially with other extensions looming. The Bengals are also high on their young talent, and with Hendrickson's age, he's 31 now, they might see a window to get draft capital for a player who's still performing at an elite level but might not fit their long-term rebuild strategy. The proposed trade, according to the leaks, involves the Bengals sending Hendrickson to the 49ers in exchange for a first-round pick in 2026 and a third-rounder in 2027. That's a big haul for the Niners, but considering how much they need to bolster their pass rush, it makes sense. And let's talk about what Hendrickson could bring to the 49ers. Bosa's injury last September, which sidelined him for the entire 2025 season, has left a noticeable void on the edge. He's expected to return, but the team needs to ensure they have enough firepower to keep the pressure on quarterbacks like Stafford and others in the NFC West. Hendrickson's addition would be a massive upgrade, especially since he's been consistently disruptive, racking up 5 sacks last year alone, and often collapsing pockets with his speed and relentless effort. And with the 49ers having a solid cap situation, with around $37 million in room after some adjustments, they can comfortably absorb his new contract, which would help them maintain their aggressive approach. Imagine Hendrickson lining up next to Yetur Gross-Matos, who's shown flashes of brilliance and has a PFF grade of 88. 6. The potential for a double threat on the edges, creating mismatches and collapsing pockets, is huge. This move could push their projected sack total from around 45 to over 63, a significant jump that would make opposing quarterbacks think twice before dropping back to pass. Plus, it would improve their third down defense, forcing more turnovers and increasing their pressure rate, which is critical when facing top-tier offenses in the playoffs. The impact in the NFC West would be felt immediately. The 49ers, already a top 5 defense in most categories in 2025, could see a boost that takes them into the elite tier. Their pass rush, which struggled at times last season without Bosa, would become a nightmare for offenses. Their ability to generate sacks, especially late in games, could be transformed, making Levi's Stadium a fortress once again. Not to mention, Hendrickson's presence would allow the defense to focus more on coverage, as the pressure would come from everywhere, creating more opportunities for the secondary to make plays. It's exactly the kind of upgrade that could be the difference in close playoff games, especially when facing high-powered offenses like the Rams or even in matchups against divisional rivals. And speaking of Super Bowl aspirations, this trade could significantly improve the Niners' odds. Bookmakers and betting sites are already adjusting their projections, with Hendrickson's presence pushing the 49ers. Odds of making it to Super Bowl LX from plus 1,200 to plus 400, according to DraftKings. That's a huge leap, reflecting how much this kind of addition could sway the odds in their favor. The league recognizes that a dominant pass rush can be the ultimate equalizer, and the Niners are already one of the most balanced teams in the league. Adding Hendrickson could be the final piece needed for that perfect storm. Now, let's not forget about the bigger picture. The 49ers are known for their strong defense, and their recent history proves that a relentless pass rush can turn the tide of games. In 2024, they ranked 6th overall defensively, with an 85-4 grade, and their ability to get after the quarterback was a huge factor. Hendrickson's arrival would elevate that even further, allowing them to compete with the best in the league and dominate the postseason. His history of forcing fumbles, he's averaged over 4 forced fumbles per season, adds another layer of intensity to an already aggressive unit. Plus, his ability to generate pressures, over 190 in recent seasons, means he can wreak havoc on offenses with minimal help. The trade also makes sense from the 49ers' cap perspective. With around $37 million in available cap space after some adjustments, they can comfortably fit Hendrickson's contract without sacrificing key players or future flexibility. This allows them to explore extensions for core players like George Kittle, who's been a cornerstone of their offense. And with the team's recent success, the front office is clearly aiming for a sustained window of excellence, not just a one-year push. Hendrickson fits that mold perfectly, an experienced high-performance player who can contribute immediately and help them chase that elusive 6th Lombardi trophy. As we look ahead to the playoffs, the potential for Hendrickson to be a difference-maker is undeniable. Last season, he led the Bengals in sacks and pressures, often stepping up in crucial moments. His ability to collapse pockets, especially against top-tier quarterbacks, would give the 49ers a serious edge. Imagine him racing around the edge, forcing throws, or sacking a quarterback when it matters most. His presence could also help reduce the workload of other pass rushers, giving the team more versatility and depth in their front seven. In terms of the bigger league picture, this move would send shockwaves across the AFC and NFC. The Bengals, clearly prioritizing their rebuild, might see Hendrickson as a valuable asset to recoup draft capital and free up cap space. For the 49ers, it's a strategic move to solidify their defense and position themselves as favorites once again. And with the NFL's increasingly pass-heavy approach, having a premier edge rusher like Hendrickson could be the key to unlocking their full potential and finally finishing the job they started in 2022. So what does this all mean for us, the 49ers faithful? It's exciting, right? The possibility of bringing in a player of Hendrickson's caliber is a statement of intent. It's about saying, we're not just here to compete, we're here to dominate. With Bosa's return on the horizon and now the addition of a proven pass rusher, the Niners could be poised to have one of the most fearsome defenses in the league. That kind of firepower, combined with their already potent offense, makes them a serious threat to win it all this season. And let's not forget the impact on the locker room. Having a leader like Hendrickson, who's shown consistent production and a relentless work ethic, could elevate the entire defense. His experience and playoff pedigree will be invaluable, especially as they navigate the tough battles in the postseason. The team's culture, built on toughness and resilience, would only be strengthened by adding a player with Hendrickson's track record. In closing, this potential trade is more than just a move for the 2026 season. It's a signal to the league that the 49ers are all in, committed to building a defense that can carry them to another Super Bowl. Hendrickson's addition could be the catalyst that pushes them from good to legendary, from contenders to champions. The NFL landscape is shifting, and if this trade goes through, the NFC West better watch out. The 49ers are positioning themselves for another deep playoff run, and with Hendrickson on board, their chances of hoisting Lombardi number 6 look even better. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to US and TO, the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest San Francisco 49ers news.